Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another movie review. Now, I was lucky enough to get into a theater this weekend. I actually wasn't expecting the theaters to open anytime soon with what's going on in the world right now, but surprisingly, looked one day and hey, movies are back in the theaters. So, Unhinged. Wow. Russell Crowe is back. Uh, I actually did a reaction to the trailer, and there was something that I said in the trailer. It was like, basically, I wanted a dive in to the character that is Russell Crowe playing. And here's the reason why. This movie could go two ways before I actually get into the movie review. One is that you keep this character who basically is either having a bad day, just vague. You don't need to tell a backstory. Is that some you come by this character? It can be anyone on the road, right? It's a road rage basically movie, so it can be anyone. You don't actually show any backstory to this character, but it can be anyone and who's either having a bad day or whatever, and now he's chasing you. Then the whole thing to keep that character as vague as possible, it makes sense that they didn't go into the backstory at all. It's just you need to get away from this somehow. Or the other is that you actually dive into this character and actually show why he became the way he is right now. So you actually show the backstory, and then you kind of dive into the character and show how did he actually become this way, what changed mentally, right? So there's two ways you can go about this. First things first, Russell Crowe killed it. He was really good. I don't even remember the last time I saw him any like negative role, like something like this. I know he's done like gray, like right in the middle, not really good, not bad, those kind of roles. But this is something I actually, personally, I've never seen him like this before. So, and he killed it. He was really good, and there are scenes where his psyche, they show him what a monster he really is, and he nails that aspect. And not just him, actually everybody in the movie, they did a good job. The movie itself, it's not a bad movie, which I thought that, especially with the running time of like an hour and a half, I was like, they're gonna just go down the drain with this one. This is gonna just flop really bad. I'm not talking financially, but in the way the movie is put together, they're not gonna be able to pull it off. But did they actually pull it off? Is it a good movie? No, it's average. And the big reason is, as I said at the start, there are two ways they can go. The movie starts with actually something that they actually show or kind of show why he is, or something around that without spoiling anything. They kind of show it, if you want to call it like that. And they show an incident, and then you think that they're going to jump into his psyche and they're going to actually show what is driving him mentally, where he is at. And that's where the problem starts, because the rest of the movie is this one long chase sequence. Yeah, there are stops in the middle and there are conversations, and the movie keeps going, which is great. It never dulls down, but because of that first sequence and the setup, this character, you always want to know more about this character. They never fully build the character into the menace that we are seeing on the screen. We understand some of the pointers and some of the things that he is saying, and we understand some of the aspects of his character, but because of that first sequence, I always was expecting it to at least dive in a bit more of what his character is. Because that first sequence, if it doesn't exist, then it's fine. Because then it's like, oh, it's someone, just a random person that you met, and now you're trying to save your own life, just trying to get away from this bad person. Or not even bad, but just get away from the situation. Because at the end of the day, even the tagline of the movie is along the lines of, you never know who you come across. It's something along those lines. So you either stay true to that statement or you fully dive in something. I'm not saying you every movie has to be the Joker, but something along those lines where, okay, you showed this person from where he was and what he became. But for that though, then you need at least a 2 hour movie or more, at least 2 hours, because then you need that extra half or 40 minutes or so to actually show scenes and to actually delve into the character more. And now the other problem I had, now this might not be a problem with some, but if you have watched the trailer, a lot of the good chase sequences and a lot of the moments are actually spoiled in the trailer. And that is actually something that bummed me out, but there are sequences that if you haven't watched the trailer, it would have been just great to see that happen because they tend to be on of the surprising nature, that they tend to kind of surprise you. They're built in a way that to give you that shock, a quick shock. But because of how the trailer was put together, really all those moments when they happen, you're like, oh, okay, okay. Or you're kind of always expecting it to happen because you've seen the trailer. So that's my biggest problem with it is one, the trailer, but you can even say that's a minor fault. Even if you want, you don't want to bring the movie down just because of the trailer, but the major fault of the movie is actually how they took Russell Crowe's character and what they did with it. Not in the sense of how he played it, because he played it wonderfully, and the dialogue, delivery, and the acting, the body work. I'm pretty sure he gained a lot of weight for this. He is that character. He really played that evil, just this maniac, psychological maniac. And he just thinks that the whole world needs to just see his wrath. And he played that perfectly. I just don't think the movie actually did justice to his character, or at least not in the way that it should have been done. So, because of that, the whole movie, by the end, just feels like, oh, you've seen it, all right, whatever. It's not something worth going back to, even though I loved his performance. Just doesn't feel like that it's worth watching again, just because there was so much potential that they could have done with this character because of the setup, but they never went along with it. So, with all those pointers in mind, I'm going to rate this movie a 5 out of 10. Hey, lately I've been rating a lot of movies 5 out of 10. Yeah, being really harsh. So, with that in mind, you let me know if you've watched it, if you were lucky enough to get into theater and actually catch this movie. I was very lucky, even with like what, four other people in the theaters. There's not much hype. There's not many screams or anything. It felt just like watching it at home. Nobody, I think, even knew the theater in my town actually was opening this weekend. But I was lucky enough to get into it. So hopefully, as time goes on, we're all back in the theaters and things improve and we can all enjoy the movies. So with that, I want to say thank you for watching the movie review. And with that, I also want to say that if you ever have a recommendation of me watching something that I've, like, there are probably hundreds and hundreds of movies that I've actually not reviewed. I've only started this channel in November last year. So if there's a recommendation or something you want me to watch and review, please let me know. that will be actually grateful. Yeah, let me know. And again, remember to share and subscribe, dislike, like the video, leave a comment if you have watched this movie or if you actually are interested in watching this movie soon. And with that, I want to say thank you for watching this movie review, and I will catch you all soon. Take care and ta-ta.